Hey, Cody and family here with Creation Outdoors, and today we're on a different sort of hunt. We're on the hunt for the mighty morel mushroom, and considering where we just parked, oh, where's the other one now? I already lost it. Oh, there it is. I think we'll be in good shape. Olivia looked out the window when we were here and said, oh, there's one. There's 4. So, should be fun. It's a beautiful day here in Minnesota, and we're gonna see if we can find some more. Morel mushrooms is the object of our desire. Nice. Today, and growing up in northern Michigan, they were something that every spring people really loved to find. And I remember growing up, there'd be stands kind of by the road, and every year it seemed like the price for these things would go up and up and up. You know, $40 a pound, $60 a pound. I think I remember even like $80 a pound, which is just insane for mushrooms, but people love these things. And for me, I would think the fun and the love is actually in finding them, because they are camouflaged, and it's just a good excuse to spend a lot of time in the woods. And so here we are now in the woods looking for some of our own. I was lucky enough that we had an old apple orchard at my house, and every year we would have quite a few in that apple orchard, and so it was kind of a really lucky way to find some. And then moving here to Minnesota, which is where we are now on this piece of public, I was walking to work one day shortly after moving, and there was some growing out of the rocks of this person's driveway. And I was like, are you kidding me? How does that work? People spend hours and hours searching through the woods, and here's some in these rocks in this driveway. So who knows? Apparently they're in roadside ditches too, like we just found. But we're gonna go back into this piece of public and look for some habitat types that I'll talk about in a little bit that generally people gravitate to find morels. I already mentioned apple trees is one thing that I normally like to look out for if possible. I don't think we'll run into any of those here, but we just had a lot of rain in Minnesota and it's been hot, and so I think we've got a good chance of finding some more other than those ones that we found in the ditch. So should be fun. Always fun spending time in the woods. Just jumped a deer, which is a side benefit of looking for morels, is you can also scout places for deer and maybe even see a fawn. That could be cool. It was bedded on the point of this ridge, looking down the ridge with the wind blowing over the back like you would imagine a deer would be bedded. So that was pretty cool. We're gonna go up and see if we can find its bed a second and see if we can learn anything on our way back to some morel spots. Ooh, it's about as fresh as you get, folks. This is right where this deer was bedded, kind of by all this horizontal down cover. Pretty neat. I'll have to keep that in mind for the fall. Here's the bed. You can see the running track as it got up. It's kind of interesting, right under this log up against this tree. And like I said, the wind is coming over the ridge, and it was looking down the ridge from the direction that we came and the direction that the road is. So pretty much makes complete sense why it would be here. Just one of those classic hilltop or ridge bedding situations that people talk about a lot. I know the hunting public talks about this quite a bit, so it's good to see it in person, just to continue figuring deer out. That's what we're always after. So I mentioned habitat types earlier, and morel mushrooms have a tendency to grow around trees that are in kind of the elm or ash family, especially if there's some dead ones around, and that's kind of what we found here. So we have some ash trees and elm trees actually here, and the ground isn't too overgrown with anything, and there's not too much leaf litter. And so we think that it's a potential that we could see some mushrooms in this area. And so this is just one of those spots that you run across that you're going to take a little bit more time in, just to scour the area, because you can't really scour the entire forest floor, obviously. So it's all about narrowing down and trying to find kind of that 90-10 rule, where you're going to find 90% of the mushrooms in 10% of the forest area, and this is one of those 10% areas, I think. Again, you know, we've had some rain, we've had some heat. We're a little bit on the late end of what one would think the mushrooms might be popping out, but the fact that we saw some right by the car is a good indication. So we're just going to take our time a little bit here and scour the area before moving on to other places. So here we go. I was just talking about how we were in this area that seemed promising, and found a big dog even. He's a little bit folded over, but he looks to be in pretty good shape. Oh yeah. Gotta free him from this tree. Gotta get him out of there. Oh wow. He is filled with ants. That's fun. Making a home there. We're gonna maybe set this guy up on this log and let those ants kind of get out of there, but that is one. And that's one of the weird things, not weird things, nice things about morels, is where you find one, there's often more. And when you kind of get that picture of what they look like in the forest floor, kind of in your mind's eye, they have a tendency to pop out a lot easier. So that's what we're hoping for now. See if we can find some more other than that one. And often there'll be times you circle back to where you walked and you found out that you stepped on one actually. Oh, here looks like where there was one before. Right there, looks like. So, seems like we're in a good spot. Oh, here's another one right here. Just like that. Underneath this log. I don't know if you can see it in there. Let's pull that guy out. There he is. Nice. That's what we're talking about, folks. Right there. Beautiful morel mushroom. Oh, I see another one up here. This is this is what it's all about. And this is the fun part in the thing, where if you narrow down a spot and you know, have kids in the woods or something, that it's a lot like a puzzle. And you can find a lot in a short amount of time once you find the right spot. So we're gonna keep looking, but that's awesome. That's what we like to see. A couple more actually, and these actually look like maybe the black. Oh, just general mushroominess. Yeah. Oh, there's one there too, but there's a morel down there. Like I said, I think these are actually black morels, is what they're called. Here's another one up here. Take that guy. That guy's got a little bit of mold on him, so we'll have to trim that a little bit off, but seems like a good spot. That's what we like. Like I said, where there's one, there's often more. I think mushroom hunting is just another example of how good woodsmanship can benefit you in all sorts of ways. So again, knowing tree species and plant species and things like that is super beneficial for this, but also, you know, for deer hunting, for turkey hunting, for whatever, just being outside. You know, knowing your environment and really knowing what's around you in the woods is just always helpful. And knowledge is a pretty strong tool, pretty powerful tool, and it's really, really lightweight. It's all in your head. So it's worthwhile getting to know some of these things so that you can carry them with you, so to speak, and just be prepared when you are out and about enjoying creation. What you got?
2 of them here. Probably behind the trees. See them there?
That's a good spot right there. I missed those. I walked right down this path and they were right there.
Well, and I've walked past the spot probably 3 times too.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where they're weird how they
Coming at from the right angle. Yeah.
It's crazy. You gonna pick them?
Well, I don't know that I can bend over real well with him on me.
Okay.
I'll let you pick them. I'm just the eyes. Are they good?
Oh yeah.
Good.
That one's on a little
path.
Yeah. They're very fragile. Morels are. It's just kind of the name of the game with them. But nice. Yeah. We were just about ready to give up the spot and head out, and one last glance and found a couple more. So it's kind of that last cast. You get a nibble on your last cast, so you're spending another 45 minutes.
More cast, right?
Yeah. So just one more look. We'll see what we can find, and then there you go. There's more. Just a note on mushroom transport. The conventional way of transporting morels is in an onion bag. I think people like to think that the spores get out through the holes and it's gentle enough that they don't get crushed while you're walking out of the woods after you find your jackpot. So we have essentially a modified version of that we made, actually. Not necessarily for mushrooms, but more for produce from the grocery store, but pretty easy. Just a drawstring on top, some mesh, Joann Fabrics or Michaels, whatever. Does Michaels has fabric, right?
Yeah, some.
Some.
Yeah,
and
just
then,
a rectangle.
Yeah, and then just sew it into a rectangle with maybe some side panels if you want, and all set, good to go. So we're gonna load up here and on to the next spot and see if we can find up some more, or at least go pick up our roadside shrooms before hitting the road. Here we are, back at the road in the car, about to get out of here and get out of the sun and the humidity. I appreciate you watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you got any questions about morels or morel hunting or anything else, leave them in the comments below, because I'll read them and get back to you as soon as I can. So if you found this helpful and you found this enjoyable, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe. And until that next video, thanks, and we'll see you later.